Hi, welcome to the Remote Chiefs channel on the YouTube network. How you guys doing today? I'm here with fellow friend and drone pilot, Scott O'Leary.
Hello.
You may have seen him in some vlogs. He's been around the channel. He goes on a lot of the missions, and he's a drone enthusiast. Today, we want to talk about how the FAA was basically blocked in court from making people register their model aircraft or their drones. You do not, if you're a recreational flyer, you do not have to register your drone now. But 2 days later, DJI comes out, as Scott commented on my video to point out, which I appreciated. They are now going to curtail you. They're going to make you basically register in a way. Or they're going to leave your drone basically a toy drone or a paperweight. I've been heard it can, go 160 feet away from you?
Yeah, I think they're
90 feet in the air or 50 feet in the air? What are they saying?
They're going to severely limit it. I don't know the exact details, but my understanding is if you want to update the firmware, the second you do that, you're going to have massive limitations if you don't register, because that's their way of trying to get you into the system.
So it's like, all right, another thing a lot of people are saying is, when we paid for the drone, you didn't say that, right? So now I've purchased something, right? I bought this beautiful Mavic and I love it, and now you're telling me if I don't play by these rules that are now, then what other rules are you going to throw? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's coming next week? How far will this go till I just can't find my drone anymore? Until I'll pay a hacker to hack the brain of this thing. I tell you what, there's people out there that can find their way around anything, and I'm sure it's possible if need be. I don't want to have to do that, but what if they keep pushing us into a corner, Scott?
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting what you said about how they pushed back on the regulations because it wasn't really, I guess, lawful. It was not within their purview to do that. But this next step, I don't know. I mean, this isn't even an American company. They don't really think they care. They just kind of do whatever they want for the bottom line of the business. They don't have to follow any particular business practices that we follow over here. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting point you're saying, because where's the line in the sand? They can keep pushing this, and then at a certain point, I don't know.
Like, is there a disclaimer somewhere where I could get my money back because I'm like, that wasn't the deal?
No, I don't think so.
Right? No. I mean, it wasn't the deal that the waiver or I don't know, whatever, when you see that fine print, it wasn't there when I bought the drone to begin with. But
it's definitely the Wild West, because you got to appreciate the safety of the thing. There's idiots who are like flying these things like in dangerous areas that they're not supposed to.
Yeah, I go to remote areas. I stay away, being a remote chief, and I purposely don't go where I'm gonna have a problem. I want to keep doing this. If you're constantly running into issues, you're probably gonna basically, put a roadblock in your flying career or in your flying fun. So I stay away from as many people as possible. I pick out areas on the map that have no helicopter pads, no airports, and when I'm near an airport, you can hear the planes. It's uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to fly. Like, right now I'm hearing a plane. I don't want to fly anywhere where I'm hearing a plane. It's not fun. It's not cool.
It's stressful. It limits your time. You can't focus on the flight. Yeah. You have to focus on all the other crap.
There's been talks about them saying, we're not really focused on America and the UK. We're more focused on, areas where they need more protection. And it led me to think they were thinking of some type of terror threat or people using drones. Do you know anything about that? Have you seen videos?
The only thing I've seen is there's been some videos online, and I don't know if I saw this on actually on the internet or like a news broadcast, but there has been some videos and reports of certain terrorist units in certain parts of the world, like the Middle East right now, areas that are already destabilized and areas that are at just besieged by war at the moment. Like, terrorist cells are using these things. They're just like using the old Phantom, the white ones, strapping like whatever they can to them, like to drop on people. So what you have is them dropping like acid or fire or like grenades. They just jerry rig it with like little pieces of wire, and they shake it and then it will fall. So what's happening is the militia is having the U.S. Army or the Syrians are having to shoot these things out of the air because they know that ISIS is using these things to attack people. It's kind of a long-winded explanation, but that's what I've seen.
Yeah, no, but that's so maybe if you don't do this process, the drone now can barely fly. Almost all of them. Maybe it will send a signal out and it will I guess the brain of all the DJIs. Well, I don't know how they're able to do that. Dude, let's get into the technology.
Probably satellites, right?
What are they saying? They're saying this is connected to the transmitter, which is connected to my phone, okay?
Yeah.
So now they have some algorithm or some way of, when I log in with the app, it's identifying the drone I own?
Yeah, well, I think I know how they're doing this because I've already seen this, and basically what it is, you know, I personally got my drone in 2015, and I've seen them add a lot of like stopgaps, which I don't necessarily think is the worst. It does suck if you're having to force a register at this point.
Maybe there was a time where we were like afraid to update all the time.
Yeah.
We just didn't know. We didn't know what was coming around the corner.
We thought it was coming,
you know.
But it's like.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
What I've seen is it's not like it doesn't break it yet, but in certain areas, if you try to fly, you'll get all these warnings. There'll be a big red X on your screen, and it will say you're too close to an airport, you're too close to whatever. Which there's a lot more airports than you think, even out of the cities. Like there's maps. There's I don't know how many there is in this country. There's thousands, tens of thousands.
I got the FAA. I passed that test, and I had to study the aeronautical charts, and it was insane.
Yeah.
I could see there was so many, a dirt strip in the middle of a field, this airport, you know?
Yeah. But I think what DJI did before was pretty good because they would give you a warning and then they would give you two check boxes and they said, I accept liability or I don't accept liability. And if you don't do it, then I think you would actually still fly, but the message would be stuck on your screen, so you really couldn't fly it far because then you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Yeah.
So if you accept liability, then it's on you, which rightly it should be. I guess that if some crazy maniac wanted to go, you know,
well, because what if like the whole real estate thing everyone keeps saying, there's a lot of homes a mile from an airport.
Yeah.
And the homes are 40, 50, 60 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And the planes in that area, even if you're a mile away, are never like 100 feet above you. They're 500, 600 feet. So why can't I just go 50 feet? You know, why can't, in those areas, can they put, like, maybe they can do another setting, an umbrella of 130 feet, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, some type of smaller, because people need to fly over objects. It's beautiful. There's statues at events. There's street fairs. I don't know. There's, you know, I'm not flying all over the people, but you can put your drone off to the side, go up, and you get a beautiful view of the whole event. You know, it's a very good event capturing device, and there's a lot of places where people are being grounded and aren't able to fly at all, and, you know. Well,
it was interesting something you just said, and we haven't talked about this. I meant to bring this up to you, but I actually read in another article that companies like Amazon, who's trying to get into the delivery drone service, is actually pushing for an automated air traffic control system specifically for drones. And it might be akin to kind of what you're just talking about, like a field that you can fly in. Yeah. Amazon's pushing for it, obviously, because they want to have a lot of the skies to move their product, but it would not primarily, but it would largely be used for the consumer market too. Mm-hmm. And I think, if I had to guess, it might not be as terrorism related as it might, this new update, be for that. Because I think they want to enact as much control about where you can fly your drone as possible, and I think this is the first phase of that, to kind of see how much they can, like, obviously they get you to register first, and then after that they control exactly where you can fly, because if you're registered, obviously then, you know, you're responsible and you have to play by the rules, which I do understand that, obviously, because the reasons we're talking about, terrorism, Amazon, the skies are about to become incredibly crowded, planes near
but you know, now you just brought up another point for me, and it's like how every time nowadays something comes up that's like original and cool, or, you know, recreational, even like even YouTube, you see the YouTube Red now, it's changing. You can see everything becoming more corporatized, you know. Yeah. And who's to say, like, they don't start what we saying by the skies, like, oh, that's an Amazon track, I can't fly there because Amazon flies there. Like, well, are they gonna start maybe, you know, buddying up with the government? Next thing you know, they got like free range and we can't fly, you know, or it will restrict our ability in certain areas to fly, because, like, if they're delivering to homes, like, am I not allowed to fly in the path? Or how is it's just very interesting how much airspace they're going to be able to control. Like, you know, what are they going to become, and how is this going to evolve?
I think it's a good question to ask, and I think it's a fair battle to fight, because, as you know, once you lose that ground, you're not getting it back. Once the
No.
corporations have a stake in the airspace.
Today we're gonna have to register right now. Like I can't. Like I'm gonna turn on the drone and I'm gonna see what they're gonna make us do here.
Well, we'll see. Maybe you don't have to update your firmware, but you don't have to put that in there.
Oh no, I've seen it. They've already been sending the update
Really?
for like a week. Yeah, and my drone's brand new, and
Wait, so the wings come out like that?
you don't touch them. It's so much.
This thing is so sweet.
Yeah, you don't touch them.
We need to go do a demo of this.
They just open up when you do it to fly. You know, you can fly it anywhere. I flew in a basketball court. The VPS is dead on. Like it doesn't need GPS at all to stay perfectly steady and do whatever you want. I flew right over the rim. Yeah.
Dude, this is nuts. Like you could store this, and I would bring this everywhere.
I bring it all. You can just.
I'm gonna sell my.
The other day I went to fly. I went to a basketball game with my friends, and I threw it in my backpack. And after we all played, I'm flying the drone in the gymnasium.
I have to sell my Phantom 3, right?
I just sold mine. I got.
Phantom 3 Pro.
I just sold my Phantom 3 Pro for $700. I got $700.
That's pretty good.
All 4 batteries, the charger. I gave all 4 batteries I had, the charger, and the backpack. Tons of propellers. And an iPhone cable too. I threw the whole. I said, "Here you
That's
go."
what I gotta get this. This is so cool.
That ends the panel discussion. What do you think, Scott?
I think we're incredibly close to each other at this range. It was good. It was a good panel discussion. I don't know if I learned anything. Maybe I did, but I have to see and really think about it.
Tell us what you guys think. If you have any comments, concerns, what else do you want us to talk about on our next panel discussion? Let us know. Stay tuned. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget, do what you want and do what makes you feel good. Peace.
Sam needs 5,000 subscribers by the end of the day. Are we shutting this channel down?